Hi, Sawyer. I'm at school again. It's almost the end of my day, but thought I would read from school today again. So we are on chapter 19, and chapter 18 ended where they delivered the package and they were in that cave with all the Sasquatches that were really interested in Boone. Chapter 19 is called Frog in a Bucket. And that's the phrase that, I think it was Boone that said it. He used the phrase, a frog in a bucket moment, when he had a good idea. I'd never heard of that before. After a quick lunch at Green Hollow Cave, Hugo and Boone started their journey back. They went slowly because of Boone's sore feet. They retraced their steps, patting the head of the giant rattlesnake and climbing down the stairs to nowhere. When they reached the Shark's Tooth boulder, Hugo stopped. "Let's have one last somersault," he said. "Okay," said Boone, "but what should we do with the treasure chest? The gremlin might steal it." "Good point. Let's leave it at the bottom of the hill. That way we can keep an eye on it." They set the treasure chest at the bottom of the hill, then walked back up to Somersault. Boone went first. He launched himself down the hill and somersaulted at top speed all the way to the bottom. Next came Hugo, laughing all the way down. "One more time," Hugo said. As they started back up the hill, Hugo hooked his thumbs together and held them up in the air. "Why are you doing that with your thumbs?" Boone asked. "It's what Sasquatches do when they are hoping something will happen." So he's going like this. So that's what Sasquatches do when they are hoping something will happen. "Oh, it's like when people cross their fingers," said Boone. "Then maybe you should cross your fingers." "Okay," Boone crossed his fingers. "But why?" "You'll see in a minute." So here's Hugo crossing his thumbs and Boone crossing his fingers. They climbed the hill, Hugo linking his thumbs in the air and Boone crossing his fingers. When they reached the top, Hugo rushed over to the boulder and bent down. When he turned around, he was holding up a pair of red sneakers with black stripes and yellow laces. "My sneakers!" Boone cried. "How did you get them back?" "The idea came to me when Lila's mother took the shoes off the fox. I thought, hey, those little fox shoes would probably fit a gremlin perfectly. Maybe we could trade them for Boone's sneakers." I got so excited about the idea that I could hardly sit still. At lunch, I asked Mrs. Whisperwind if I could have the fox shoes, since Lila didn't want them. Then I put them by the boulder while you somersaulted down the hill, and ta-da! "Hugo!" "What?" "You had a frog in a bucket idea," Boone said. "Oh, well, I guess I did." That was another thing Hugo could cross off his list of reasons why it would be fun to be a human. Now, the only thing on the list was pockets. After Boone put on his sneakers, he stood up, cupped his hands around his mouth, and shouted, "If you can hear me, gremlin, I hope you like your new shoes." And from somewhere deep in the woods, they heard a peal of laughter. Here's Hugo holding the Boone's shoes. I'm glad he got his shoes back. I don't think his grandma would have been happy. Okay, so we have chapter 20 and 21 left. I think I'll read just a little bit of 20. My voice is getting hoarse again. All right, chapter 20 is called The Treasure Chest. Mr. Winterberry and Sprinkles were still snoring when Hugo and Boone returned. Wake up, Mr. Winterberry, Hugo spoke softly, so as not to startle him. We found your treasure chest. Mr. Winterberry tipped up his hat and opened his eyes. Sprinkled opened his eyes too. You found it already? The Bigfoot and Littlefoot Detective Agency works fast. The only problem is that it's locked and there's no key. That's no problem. Mr. Winterberry reached up to his hatband and pulled out a small wooden key. This should do the trick, he said. I wonder what's in it. And on this page is a picture of the moose. That must be his pet that they called Sprinkles. I don't remember that from the earlier chapter, but that's gotta be who it is. Hugo put the treasure chest down in front of Mr. Winterberry, and he and Boone sat on the ground beside him. They watched intently as Mr. Winterberry put the key in the lock. Even Sprinkles seemed to be watching. There was a little click as Mr. Winterberry turned the key. Ready? He asked with a glint in his eye. Hugo and Boone nodded. Slowly, Mr. Winterberry lifted the lid. Okay, I'm going to stop there. We'll find out tomorrow what was in the treasure chest. What would you want it to be? I have to think about that. But you'll have to tell me next time I see you what you would want in that treasure chest. Okay, Sawyer, have a good night. I love you much. Bye.